The other day, I made a video that some people hated. Judging by the comments, most people liked it, but a few people hated it because maybe it wasn't a full reveal of a PSA order, but I actually got the cards back today. We're going to go through all 29 cards and give you guys my final thoughts. We'll go from worst to best in that order. First card up, Jabari Smith Jr., Silver Panini Flux. Mrs. ERB Sports pulled this off camera, opening a case of blasters. This one got a 7, which I think is a total joke. Honestly, this card is not poorly centered by other cards that I've gotten graded from Flux. I think this card was slightly more bowed when I sent it in, and I don't see any criteria for bowing. But honestly, I think that's why they dinged me on this card. Maybe I should have held on to it for longer before I actually sent it in, but whatever. Going to hang on to it. And if he ends up taking off, I'll crack it out and probably try and sub it again. Next one up, Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray. If you guys ever watch Kings games, nobody freaking watches Kings games. What are you talking about, ERB Sports? That's the team everybody hates to love. Yeah, I'm the only one that watches Kings game. Can you guys guess what sweatshirt I'm wearing right now? Yeah, it's a Kings sweatshirt. And a the Irvin Fox shirt. So, Keegan Murray, PSA 8 on the red cracked ice. This came out of a Target Mega Box. Again, I have no idea why this got an 8. But I'll give you guys my final thoughts on why I think that happened. Next one up, Tua Tagovailoa. This one was a little off-centered. They gave me an 8 on a die cut. Honestly, I've gotten 10s on die cuts that are worse than this one. There's another die cut in here, and it didn't get a 10. And honestly, I don't quite get it. I think they sort of rushed the order. And they're I'll wait to give you guys my final thoughts. The next two are the exact same card company, Spectra. These are really thick slabs for some reason. I know they are thicker cards. They just feel different. Steph Curry, Asia Red, and an Asia Red, Yellow, Green of Dennis Rodman, numbered out of 75. They gave both of these an 8. Unless there's a scratch on the surface, and I look at every single card with this flashlight. I shine the flashlight like this, like that. I look at all corners, front, back. I even have a magnifying glass. I'll grab it here in a sec. Those cards are not 8s. That's total bull crap, and they know it. There you go. Every card gets a 10x jeweler loop as well to make sure there's no whitening or anything on the corners. So unless the centering was way off on these cards, which I think is garbage, there's no way these cards are an 8. No way in hell. I'm not going to say they're a 10, but they're not an 8. Next one up, Gunnar Henderson. Got an 8 on this one as well. I get that black cards are tough to grade apparently, but I looked at other 10s that already had been graded, and I didn't see this one as any worse than any of those. Maybe there's a little bit going on here in the corner, but I thought for sure this one was a 9. They gave it an 8. And the next one, really, this is the one that kind of pissed me off the most. Vlad Guerrero Jr., PSA 8 on the auto. I don't know what it is, but grading these paper autos, I graded an 87 out of 50 last year of Paul Goldschmidt when he won the MVP. They gave that one a 9. I am 0 for the field when it comes to grading paper cards with autographs on them. I don't know why. This one was 10 out of 35. I thought it was a pretty big pull at the time, but thanks, PSA. You set me straight. All right, next one up, Matt McClain, negative, graded a 9. These are going to be impossible to grade. Every single one of these had like a little bit of a streakiness down the back, and the centering was questionable on the back. The front of the card, they were decent, but honestly, these cards are going to be impossible to grade. Good luck getting a 10 on those. If you do, you did well. Ha-Seong Kim, color match, they gave it a 9 on the gold. Disappointed in that one. Chet Holmgren gave it a 9 on the red cracked ice. I don't know what the difference is between this one and the Keegan Murray. They're literally the same condition. They gave this one a 9, the other one an 8. We got Justin Jefferson on a die cut. The only gripe that I could even see on this card is the back is a little bit, maybe a lot off-centered, but the back can be 70-30 and they still give it a 10. There's nothing wrong with the corners on this card, and they gave it a 9. So, whatever. We got Stephen Curry on the 75th anniversary. I knew this one, there was a little, it wasn't like perfect on the mirror finish. There was a little bit of stuff going on, not like scratches or anything, but just stuff going on that didn't look perfect like a mirror. It almost looked like you sprayed the card with some kind of finish, and when you did it, maybe kind of dried out or whatever, but whatever. Then we got a PSA 9 color negative, numbered 54 out of 99, Julio Rodriguez. Again, these things are going to be impossible to grade. This one I already sold. Thank you to the buyer for buying it. I managed to get $100 out of this one. Not too bad. It's a 9 on the Sapphire Selections Gold. These are tough pulls. It's a jersey match too. Maybe I should have held out for a better offer. But honestly, I was in a hurry to get some of my money back for my grading order. So I had to sell it as quickly as I could. And I did. All right. So the rest of these are 10s. All right. So here's my thoughts before I show you guys the 10s. I think you have a lot of PSA workers who are sort of new, who maybe have been trained by seasoned professionals, maybe not. They're churning and burning, so they're going through these cards incredibly quick. And some people probably gave them a little bit of an inkling to say, we don't usually give thick cards 10s, so unless it's perfect, don't give it a 10. We don't usually give paper cards or black border cards 10s, so unless it's perfect, don't give it a 10. Like absolutely perfect. And I know perfect is perfect, right? But why the huge stack of 8s? I look at all my cards under light and magnification. Traditionally, I've gotten 10s and 9s. I don't usually get that. Whenever I submit under a special, this is what I get. I get more of this. I get about a little over half gem, and I get even stacks of the other stuff. I don't know why, but I feel like everybody that submitted under this is going to get a very, very similar result. I could be wrong, but let's see how that plays out. So literally, of the 29 cards, these are 14 of the cards. These are the other 15. They gave me one more than halfway in Gem Mint 10 condition. But am I going to do okay on this order? Probably. Could I have done better? Yeah. And honestly, I put a lot of work into getting these cards judged as grade worthy. To get 8s and 9s like that, I'm a little pissed off. So these are all 10s. We'll just go through them pretty quick, try and get you guys out of here in under 10 minutes, maybe a little more. Purple foil, 10. Yellow Paredes, 10. Couple LeBron fluctuations and the silver Flux Appeal. These are both silvers, got 10s. Pretty happy with that. Again, Mrs. ERB Sports pulled those off camera. Giannis, Mojo version of the same Jabari Smith, got a 10. Tell me what the difference is between these two cards. Honestly, this one got a 10 and this one got a 7. I don't see a whole lot of difference. Maybe I'm not a trained eye. I know the rookie is different orientation than the regular vet. The flux is on like the one side versus the other. Good luck trying to decipher exactly why one got a 7 and one got a 10. You gave me the 10 on the right card anyway, be honest. Fair enough. Next one, a really sick color match here with a PSA color match too. Joey Votto, newly retired, I think. This is a chrome out of 372. Got this one for sale on my eBay store, like $80 right now, or best offer. Make an offer if you want the card. It is a really cool card for anybody that's a Votto fan. He will end up in the Hall of Fame someday, I predict. So maybe I should keep this card until then, but it is listed. So if you want it, you can buy it. Next one, we got the Chief Mountain, Drew Jones. We know what this one's all about. We pulled this on vacation, had it in a mega box for the better part of 2 weeks. Got a 10 on the Mojo. And he has zero hype right now, so his cards are dirt freaking cheap. Matt Mervis. We got a blue color match, Matt Mervis. I sent this one in only because it was perfect, and I wanted to test the waters with Sapphire, and I had a couple rookies. I didn't really have anybody big named. He was probably the biggest name or notable name that I thought was worthy of sending in, so I did it. Got a 10. Pretty happy with that. JJ Bleday, another color match. Gosh, I wish this guy had more hype. I wish he didn't play for the A's, but whoo boy. This one is 67 out of 75 on the yellow color match logo fractor. Beautiful looking card. Got a 10. This one I was originally on the fence about sending in. This is the Judge and Volpe blue speckle. I guess blue foil out of 9.99. It is a rookie card for Anthony Volpe, and it is Judge. It's a cool Yankees card with a color match. Really, really like that one. Ezekiel Tovar, rookie debut, Independence Day, got a 10. Pretty happy with that one. I got a couple Bryce Youngs here. I'm going to hang on to these and see what happens going into the offseason if he gets any more hype than he had this season, which was 0. CJ Stroud stole all the glory, let's be honest. I know Bryce Young had a very rough year, but there's other quarterbacks who started very slow who picked it up eventually. And then there's other quarterbacks like Zach Wilson who never really regained form at all, and he basically is almost out of the league at this point. So a silver rookie debut and a silver mosaic rookie debut. Pretty happy with that one. I got 2 cards left. These are probably the 2 biggest cards. One, a Matt Mervis SSP. This is the SSP, in case you're wondering. This one came out of a blaster case that I got off of Card Giants on Black Friday for like 500 and some bucks. I had to grade a couple cards, so I graded the Tovar out of that same case. I graded this one. I think the blue foil was pulled later, but I had to grade a couple cards. There's a couple cards at PSA now out of that same case, so I had to take a couple chances to try and get a couple cards to gem that would be bigger cards to hopefully sell them. I know they still have I think they have the bounty for the all PSA 10s of all 990 cards in the checklist and the SSP Golden Mirror. If you're lucky enough to put that together, you get $1 million. And this one is a pop one. So if somebody wants it out there to buy it to go after the $1 million, you can have it. I'll list it on my eBay store. I don't know what a price is on this. He doesn't really have a whole lot of hype, but I'm going to list it anyway. And then last but not least, probably the biggest card in the order, Josh Young color match auto out of Sapphire out of 199. Also got a PSA 10. So all things considered, obviously if Bryce Young had some hype, and we'd do pretty good on this order. But the only gripe I have on this order, I loved the turn time. The turn time was awesome, but I hated this distribution of give me 10s and basically like one more than the rest of the order in 10s versus everything else, and then equally distribute these. You can almost see this sort of like a bell curve. Not a bell curve, but like a chi-square distribution where maybe log normal distribution where it's like, oh, you're going to give me so many of that, and then you're just kind of going to step it down from there. I feel like that formula is what they were told the workers to do to rush the orders through. I could be wrong, but that is just a very, very sneaky suspicion of what happened, because I'll be curious when I get the other 2 orders back. I have 2 more orders there. I have a 21 card order and 11 card order. If I get a very similar distribution, that's exactly what they did to turn these cards around so fast. If I get something different and I get a higher percentage 10, I'll let it go. But hey, it makes for a good video. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that grading reveal. Hope you enjoyed that, Keith. Stay tuned for more content as always, and I'll see you in the next video.